What happens when raw American muscle meets refined engineering? You get the 1970 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, a car that didn't just look fast but backed it up with serious performance. Welcome back to Automotive, and today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic American muscle cars of the 1970s, a car that helped define the second generation of Firebirds and made its mark in both performance history and pop culture. Let's set the scene. It's 1970. The muscle car wars are at their peak. Ford's Mustang, Chevy's Camaro, and Dodge's Charger are all battling for dominance. Pontiac had already made a name for itself with the GTO, but it was time to take the Firebird to the next level. Enter the Trans Am. Unlike the first-gen Firebirds, the 1970 redesign was a complete departure. It came with a longer nose, a more aggressive stance, and sleeker lines. The most defining feature, that massive shaker hood scoop that sat right on top of the engine, shaking violently as the car roared to life. It wasn't just for looks, it meant business. Now under the hood, Pontiac offered two engine options in the Trans Am. The Ram Air 3 400 cubic inch V8 produced 345 horsepower, but the real star of the show was the Ram Air IV. Still a 400 cubic inch engine, but this beast pushed the performance envelope with higher lift camshafts, stronger internals, and 370 horsepower on paper, but in reality, many say it was underrated. This was a car that could run the quarter mile in the low 13s with the right setup, all while giving the driver a soundtrack of pure American thunder. The 1970 Firebird Trans Am wasn't just about straight-line speed. Pontiac engineers paid close attention to handling. It came with a front and rear stabilizer bar, upgraded suspension components, and power front disc brakes. It handled far better than most muscle cars of the time, especially on twisty roads, which was no accident. Pontiac wanted this car to be a real driver's machine. Then there's the styling. Polar white or lucerne blue were the only two colors you could get for the 70 Trans Am. Both came with that bold blue stripe running down the center and a functional rear spoiler. The front end had those distinctive split grills and sleek quad headlamps. This wasn't just a muscle car, it was a statement. A car that looked just as fast parked as it did flying down the highway. Inside, the cockpit was driver-focused. A machine-turned aluminum dash trim, rally gauges, bucket seats, and a sports steering wheel all came standard. It was clear Pontiac was aiming to give the driver a full performance experience, not just under the hood but in the feel of the car as well. Only around 3,196 Trans Ams were produced in 1970, making them quite rare today. But rarity isn't the only thing that makes this car special. It's the attitude. The 70 Trans Am represented a shift. It wasn't just about drag strips anymore. It was about overall performance. And it helped pave the way for performance packages across the board in the years to come. This car wasn't built to be subtle. It was built to turn heads and burn rubber. From its unique styling cues to its advanced for the time engineering, the 1970 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am stands as a high point in the golden era of muscle cars. Whether you're a die-hard GM fan, a classic car enthusiast, or just someone who appreciates the sound of a big V8 roaring to life, this car demands respect. So, if you ever get the chance to see one up close, take a moment to admire it, not just as a car, but as a rolling piece of performance history. Thanks for watching Automotive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a ride into automotive history. Got a favorite classic muscle car? Drop it in the comments, we might feature